Holy smokes, two-wheeled friends, this is completely weird. I thought I was recording back there and I wasn't. But I'm saying this is weird because I literally just got off my Honda Shadow and jumped on this. So I parked and hopped on. So that's what we're going to talk about. So there is obviously a difference between the two bikes. So literally, like I said in the beginning part, and I wish I would have remembered this camera. That's how quick I jumped off and jumped on. I didn't even grab this camera. Obviously the one was attached to my helmet. I thought I was recording about a mile back there, which I thought I recorded something just completely awesome, but forgot to turn it on, I guess. It's running now. But you know, it's just different. I know Mrs.TWOWHEELD did a video about that, so I'm not going to talk too much about that, like how her Heritage is so much different from the Shadow. And there's good difference and there's bad difference. But this is different. The seat, for one. So I spent about 45 minutes on my Honda Shadow recording a couple videos. I had no intention of recording, and I had to run into town to do a couple things. I thought, well, this feels different. I'm gonna record it and just kind of document it. There, license plate's kind of flickering. So it's different. One, the seat just kind of holds me in here. It comes up in the back a little bit differently. Kind of holds me in place a little different. Two, the floorboards. I can move my feet around a little bit more on them. I like the aggressive riding style of the pegs, but I do drag my heels on occasion. I have drugged the floorboards before, but I typically don't get that low on this bike. Obviously I got the windshield on because it's fall and it's been cold in the mornings when I want to ride. You know, if it's 40 degrees out, having that windshield on definitely makes a huge difference. So I currently got that on just to keep that wind off my core. You know, the bars being up higher, it's just different. And for you two-wheeled friends who are motorcyclists, the ones of you who are here to learn how to ride and all that, you might not quite understand yet until you start riding a couple different bikes. But those of you who have multiple motorcycles or you test ride a motorcycle, you'll know what I mean. And I want to hear your comments down below. If you have more than one motorcycle, how you do it. Do you take a little bit of a break from one before you get on the other, or do you just kind of do, I don't want to call it stupid, or do you just do something like totally stupid like I did? Because I don't want to say I felt like I was going to crash, but it was different. I got so acclimated to riding that Honda Shadow that when I did hop on this is about a 300-pound difference. Probably a little bit more than 300-pound difference, and I noticed it. The throttle response is different. The clutch is different. I mean, this has a hydraulic clutch where the Honda Shadow has a cable clutch. The gear linkage is just a little different. just all these differences, and I probably am just talking about the obvious differences of these motorcycles. But I'm just expressing to you all what somebody who has a motorcycle goes through, what you feel, because that's part of the learning how to ride, is to kind of learn how different motorcycles feel different from one another, or how they feel similar. So for example, I rode a Street Glide for the very first time this past summer. there was a lot of similarities to this bike. That had a stage 2 in it, but I didn't really feel much more power from that stage 2 versus this stage 1. But you know, the handling and all that, it handled just as good. I mean, it's all about the same. Got a little bit more front end fairing weight, but you know, I didn't really notice that weight out front. And it was just different looking over it, you know. So there's your differences. I'd really like to ride a road glide and just see how different that is. And I thought I would like the idea of a road glide with the fixed fairing, so you're not having to turn that fairing into the wind and all that. But then again, the headlights don't move with you. So I'm curious, that's something different. I'm kind of curious how that would be. Yeah, go away. I know I need fuel. I want to see what gear I'm in. That's what I thought. Thought I was only in second. Now I'll have to shift down to the second here after shifting to third. But anyhow, I'm just happy to be out riding motorcycle in October. I mean, when I was a kid, I remember some Octobers, it wasn't very nice, and I remember trick-or-treating and tromping through feet of snow, not inches, feet. So like just that right there, you know, that instant throttle. And I know I'm not comparing motorcycle, you know, the motorcycle's apples to apples, because for obvious reasons. I mean, we've got a big touring bike versus a 750 Honda Shadow. So it was just one of those things. It's probably really dark too because the street lights aren't on. So hopefully you can see me or see where we're going. But even the headlight on this thing, it's an LED, and we might as well mention the headlight conversation again. So anyways, see how low we can go. That's pretty low. Kind of almost hopped around that corner a little. This is different. I don't have that luxury. And yeah, I could put that on the Honda Shadow. But anyways, I kind of feel like I'm just babbling a little bit here in the dark. I haven't been in this area of town for a little while. Got the dog park there. And you may have seen videos from some point in time in that vicinity. That's where they hold the motorcycle training courses over summer. They don't do them in the fall at all. They just do them like late spring into early summer, and then kind of call it good. But yeah, I have a wholesale order that I need to go package up, so I don't have to try to cram it all in the morning before I start my actual work day. So just thought, hey, I'm gonna run into town, do that, hop on the Road King. It's kind of getting to be that time of the year, like during the, and this can be a completely different topic, but I don't typically put the bikes on a battery tender over summer when the weather's nice. I just don't feel that there's a need for it because they're ridden often. But it's getting to be that time to put the bikes on the battery tender. And I can tell the battery on this motorcycle and Mrs.TWOWHEELD's Heritage is getting a little weak. Kind of cranks over a little bit harder. So I'm sure that will be a topic of discussion at some point in time. That looks really cool. They're redoing this whole thing, and that's going to be where they host all the football games. They're getting rid of where they play at the, well, they're not getting rid of it, but they're moving where they play football currently at the stadium to this facility, is what I believe is the plan. Kind of a big deal. What's that noise? Sounds like an airplane taking off, but I don't see anything. I had to stop by one of the other businesses to grab something for my project here today, but I think I can just get that in the morning and finish it up. I'm getting kind of hungry, so I want to get home, eat some supper. I got some video editing to do. But yeah, that's today's topic of discussion. If you have more than one motorcycle in your garage, what are they? And how do they differ? And what style of riding do you do? Like, obviously, if you pick a Honda Grom versus Kawasaki Ninja versus, oh geez, I'm just trying to name some motorcycles, versus Pan America, let's just say. Obviously, you're probably doing some different kind of riding. Heard that beeping. I think it's the crosswalk. It's like, what's that beeping? So let me know down below what you do and how you adapt. If you don't ride and you've ridden different motorcycles, what are your takeaways from that? How's that? And if you're thinking about riding, kind of use the same logic in vehicles. If you drive, like if you drive one vehicle and get in another, just how it feels different. Like when I drive my Jeep Gladiator versus my wife's Cherokee, there is obviously a difference. Just the slope in the windshield makes a difference. Like I feel like I'm way closer to the windshield than my Gladiator. But let us know down below in the comments. Give this video a big thumbs up if you are new to the channel and like watching motorcycle related content. It's usually not done in the dark quite like this. But go down there, click that subscribe button, ring the bell so you're notified when I upload next. We'll get Mrs.TWOWHEELD out here again soon. And until next time, two-wheeled friends, peace out. And we will see you later. Bye-bye.